Hey, it's IdkWhatsRc, and in this video I'll tell you what I think about Runescape 3. So for those who don't know, the very first version of the beta was released, so if you're part of the beta team, then you can try it out. Personally, I have access to it, but I don't really plan to try it out. I don't really see the point. So yeah, in this video I'll tell you what I think is good and what I think is bad about Runescape 3. Well, first of all, I'm a type of player that really only cares about the game mechanics and the community and the content. And I really don't give a damn about the graphic parts. I mean, I always play in low detail, I always play with no sound or music effect. Well, except if I'm woodcutting, then I have like the talk sound effect. But I mean, it's not really for the beauty of the sound, it's more for the efficient part, I would say. So yeah, and I feel that most people always also feel the same about the game. I mean, the reason why we chose RuneScape back in the days, it's probably not because of the graphic, because let's face it, back in the days, RuneScape graphics were simply horrible, even compared to the game, to the other games back in the days. So I'm sure that most people doesn't really care. Well, of course, if we can have better graphic, then it's good. The problem is that I'm sure that like 90% of all Jagex team is currently working on the graphics part. So they are working either on voice acting, on the music, on the sound effect, on the visual effects, like the shadows, and improving the general aspect of the game. And with the 10% that is left, I'm sure that there's 9% of that that is currently working on the Solomon store. Yeah, maybe not, but yeah, I guess you get my point. Most of the team is working on the graphic part, and this means that less people are working on real content. So improving the game with new mechanics, with solving or fixing bugs and things like that. And personally, that's why I'm looking for in a game with no bugs, a game with new things to do. Well, maybe not new things that makes the game easier, but new, like, you can release new things, but you need to think about it and think about the consequences of the updates. And it's not really that hard to make. Well, it's hard to make new content that won't screw all you have done in the past. But I mean, there's a way to do it, and there's a way to avoid doing it. And I think Jagex should put more time and effort on thinking about what they are doing instead of working on the graphics part. But yeah, in the other end, even though it won't really please, well, it's general point of view, but I mean, I think RuneScape 3 updates is more aimed for new players that are trying to find a new game, and they see RuneScape and they see that it has really good graphics. They might be more willing to try it out than with the current state. But for old player, I don't really think it makes that much of a difference. Of course, better graphics is good, but if I have to choose between better graphics or better game mechanics, then I will obviously get the better game mechanics. That's how I play games. And yeah, over the last years, it's kind of obvious that RuneScape, well, Jagex is trying to make RuneScape more like other MMOs. I mean, the main difference between RuneScape and other MMOs is, first of all, the combat system. So especially before EOC, RuneScape combat system really, well, you couldn't compare it to other MMOs. I mean, you have no class, you have no customization with the armors, you have protect from melee that removes all the damage from melee monster. I mean, it's just a broken system. And the combat system, turn by turn, well, it can be good. Well, it's not really turn by turn, but it's not really active, I would say. So yeah, you cannot really compare it to other MMOs. I'm pretty sure that's the reason why they release EOC. It's more to be in the same skill of other MMOs. But I mean, for new players, I'm sure that the EOC version is way better, but for the old players, they chose RuneScape because, in an aspect, because of the, I wouldn't say crappy combat system, but it's old, not complex combat system, I would say. Well, it's good for certain type of people, but for other type of people like me, personally, I prefer a deep combat system. I wouldn't say that EOC is good, because, well, I'm sure that it's more entertaining, but I'm not really playing RuneScape for the combat. Even EOC, I mean, it's not really deep enough for me. I prefer games like Path of Exile, where there's real customization, different class, different things to do. I mean, you cannot really compare EOC, even EOC with Path of Exile. It just doesn't really scale. What was I saying? So yeah, the combat part. The other big difference between RuneScape and other MMOs is the graphics. And I'm pretty sure that they are working right now on the graphics to solve, well, not really to solve, but to be in the same scale that other MMOs. To do this, they need to move on to a new technology, and they need to spend a lot of money and effort on doing so. So yeah, that's pretty much it about what I think about RuneScape 3. Simply post your comment below about what you personally think. Don't forget that this is my opinion, and I generalize a lot of things when I probably shouldn't have, but anyway. And before ending the video, I just want to tell you guys that my friend Yosumin is about to be the first player to get level 99 in farming, and his party is happening very soon at 3 PM East Coast, so in about 1 hour. So yeah,